Welcome back to another episode of CC Rider. One thing I haven't discussed is this little advance. I don't know if you can call it an advancement, but this that I put on here, it is what it looks like. And if you know what it is, you know what it is without me having to tell you. The purpose of it is, there is a purpose. It's not really for style, but since it has to serve a purpose, I guess it has to be style also. I cut it. Actually, I kind of tore it with my fingers because I couldn't find the blade at the moment in the scissors, but it worked out okay. As I told you in one of my other videos, my window doesn't, it works of course. It works of course, but the alignment of it is somewhat off a little bit. The previous owner did something. Like I told you, it left the keys in the car, or he lost the key and tried to pull the window down, which you know you can't do because it's mechanized and everything. But it bent the internal mechanism on the inside, and so it doesn't go up the way it should. It doesn't go completely flush right here as it should. So in the wintertime, cold air comes in. I had to put this here. So the glass now comes up to here. This acts as a barrier. It keeps the rain out too. Maybe except for right here. When it's really downpouring, I can feel a little bit coming in right here, but it's not too bad. It kind of trickles down to right here. This, I never had this. He never had this when I bought it from the guy. The little plastic covering. Maybe I can get that 3D printed, or get it off another car, or maybe try to fabricate one for myself. But this does work well at blocking the air. However, there's still a little bit of a gap right here, and that's the part that I'm either going to have to work on from the inside, bringing the flap over to touch the window exactly. But that's not exactly what this video is today. Today this video is about if you have a 1,000 amp battery, and how soon should you keep it, how often should you charge it? Well, that depends on your usage. And for me, myself, I've been sitting in the car a lot, and during the daytime, well, when it's not too hot, like today, days like today, I'm outside, and I am watching YouTube videos. So as you may know, I do have a 1,000 amp battery. 1,000 amp battery, cold cranking amps, marine cold cranking amps, 1,000 amps. And if you're gonna go for big, go for big. So that's what I got, and I like it because I can pretty much damn near sit in my car all night long and watch videos, charge the phone at the same time with the radio, and crank it up 6 o'clock in the morning, or upload videos. Only thing is the radio, it's a dual radio. You've seen the radio before. It's slow charging, so watching the video constantly, probably with the brightness up on it, and uploading, it doesn't really charge positive wise. It more like maintains the charge until I turn the brightness down very low, and then it can slowly pick up the charge. But mainly the radio deck, it does mostly just maintaining it. That's all it does. So, but let me show you something. So when charging, what you want to do is, these chargers that you get from Walmart or AutoZone, this is a 40 amp charger. And I've seen a 90 amp like this before, but you can get this from Walmart or AutoZone. I think AutoZone has a 90 amp, this is a 40. Both have engine start, and this one's pretty good. It does well. I don't complain. So I want to let you know something about these electronic control chargers. They do not, I repeat, they do not charge your battery while it's still connected to your car. So you are going to have to disconnect the negative terminal, move it off to the side, put your positive right here. I got this taped because up here it is known for touching It's known for touching right there. And if that happens, then that's not good. That's not good at all. So I got some tape over it. And yes, the bulge in the hood on the Eclipse is supposed to allow you to put a bigger battery in. They did a pretty good job back in the day. I guess they never thought we were going to put a huge ass marine battery in there, but here we are, 2024. So what you want to do is, when you're charging this, oh, by the way, how often should you do it? Maybe like if you're like me, if you're like sitting in your car and watching videos all night long, and or if you're traveling and you don't want to spend money in a motel, you know, you stop somewhere and you just chill out and just sit there and watch your videos all night long. Or if you're like a night owl like me sometimes, and that's what I do, and upload and watch stuff. And you know, car videos, they get kind of addictive. So yeah, but anyway, back to what I was saying. So if you do that often, really you don't want the battery to get to a point where it becomes average. Like, it's not at its peak, but it's not at its lowest point, and your alternator is doing its job to charge it, but it becomes average. Because in my opinion, if you're charging it by the alternator just by driving it, it's never going to come to its peak because it's being used at the same time while you're driving. So every so often, even though it doesn't show signs of going dead, it's never gone dead on me, but it's gotten to the point where the cranking speed, if you remember, I told you how I was bragging about how fast it cranks up on my short. That's when it's at its peak, when there's absolutely zero hesitation when it cranks up. It's very quick, and that's the way I want to keep it. So every so often I top it off. So when you're topping it off, what you do is, first of all, you want to, on these chargers, these electronic control chargers, disconnect the negative terminal. You want to plug this in first. Plug it into your extension cord first before you connect it to your battery. Okay? After that's plugged in, you want to connect your positive terminal, then your negative terminal. And then you want to come around. I'm not going to show the front of my charger because I've got my address written on it. But you push your button that says charge. After that, the display will show how many amps of an effort it's making into the battery. That it's, you know, what I just said, to charge it. And when it's finished, it will actually show that it's finished. This one in particular says the letters FLO. I forgot exactly what that means, but basically the digital meter on there will stop showing two things. It'll stop showing its effort, it'll drop all the way back, and it'll have the letters FLO written on the screen. But while it's charging, it's going to show the number of amps that it's taking, the amount of effort, the number of amps to charge the battery, and its effort with the digital meter. If it's pretty low, it's going to go over pretty far, and your amperage reading is going to be kind of high. But when it starts to level off and the battery has more charge in it, it's going to start dropping back a little bit, and your amperage reading is going to be low, showing on here. When it's finished, it's going to say FLO. After you finish charging it, after it finishes, there is no power switch for these, okay? You got to unplug it. The display is going to stay lit for a few seconds. Then it's going to turn off, and you're going to hear a relay on the inside click at the same time. That's when you disconnect your positive and your negative, and then reconnect your negative battery terminal. Yeah, these chargers, they're not designed to charge while the car is still connected. So that's how you have to do it. And I kind of hope this helps for anyone out there that decides to put a 1,000 amp battery in their car, truck, or Eclipse. I recommend you do it. Just take the precaution of watching out for the hood. Make sure that the hood is not going to touch that battery, positive terminal. And there you go, man. Do that, and you'll be happy, because it's like, you know, you won't have, it's like you'll have endless power. You can just come out to your car and chill. My radio has a DVD player in it, and I haven't bought DVDs yet, and there's a certain wiring sequence that you got to do to get it to work, which actually is supposed to work with a parking brake, but I gotta set it up with a switch because it won't allow me to play DVDs. It'll show a banner on the screen in front of the video and then it'll stop playing. But you can play with the volume a little bit and it'll watch a little bit of it until it rejects your attempts to try to watch it, and it'll make a weird noise and kick the screen back and like that, like one of those computers did back in the day. If you know, you know. But anyway, so that's all I wanted to tell everyone. Thanks for watching. I'm out here with the Eclipse, and I just wanted to show you all that. I got the blue little, I don't know what you want to call it, wind deflector. I'll call it a wind deflector on my car. Hey, this might become style, and one day I might just even have a rear mounted wing. I want a chassis mounted wing. That's what I want. I want a wing on my coming off the back all the way, either from the bottom up. I've seen a video where somebody had it coming from the tag and it's actually protruding through the bumper very nicely, and it had a wing up here, so it's like a chassis mount wing coming out of the bumper attached underneath. But coming all the way from underneath would be kind of cool too, and have the wing kind of big. But yeah, if you happen to see me out there, you're a rider, you happen to see this Eclipse riding by with a blue wind deflector on it, yeah, throw your hand up, blow your horn or something, because we all riders out here. All right, thanks for watching. CC Rider. What's up, what's up?